Creativity has got to start with humanity, and when you're a human being, you feel, you suffer. Success makes so many people hate you. I wish it wasn't that way. It would be wonderful to enjoy success without seeing envy in the eyes of those around you. Fame will go by, and so long, I've had you, fame. If it goes by, I've always known it was fickle. The most unsatisfactory men are those who pride themselves on their virility and regard sex as if it were some form of athletics at which you can win cups. It is a woman's spirit and mood a man has to stimulate in order to make sex interesting. The real lover is the man who can thrill you just by touching your head or smiling into your eyes or by just staring into space. First, I'm trying to prove to myself that I'm a person. Then maybe I'll convince myself that I'm an actress. This life is what you make it. No matter what, you're going to mess up sometimes. It's a universal truth. But the good part is you get to decide how you're going to mess it up. With fame, you can read about yourself, somebody else's ideas about you, but what's important is how you feel about yourself, for survival and living day to day with what comes up. I want to grow old without facelifts. I want to have the courage to be loyal to the face I've made. Sometimes I think it would be easier to avoid old age, to die young. But then you'd never complete your life, would you? You'd never wholly know you. Arthur Miller wouldn't have married me if I had been nothing but a dumb blonde. I won't be satisfied until people want to hear me sing without looking at me. Of course, that doesn't mean I want them to stop looking. In Hollywood, a girl's virtue is much less important than her hairdo. You're judged by how you look, not by what you are. Hollywood's a place where they'll pay you $1,000 for a kiss and 50 cents for your soul. I know, because I turned down the first offer often enough and held out for the 50. Everybody is always tugging at you. They'd all like a sort of chunk out of you. I don't think they realize it, but it's like, or do this, or do that, but you do want to stay intact and on 2 feet. A woman can't be alone. She needs a man. A man and a woman support and strengthen each other. She just can't do it by herself. I always felt insecure and in the way, but most of all I felt scared. I guess I wanted love more than anything else in the world. I'm one of the world's most self-conscious people. I really have to struggle. Fame is fickle, and I know it. It has its compensations, but it also has its drawbacks, and I've experienced them both. Sometimes I feel my whole life has been one big rejection. I think that sexuality is only attractive when it's natural and spontaneous. A man is more frank and sincere with his emotions than a woman. We girls, I'm afraid, have a tendency to hide our feelings. My work is the only ground I've ever had to stand on. I seem to have a whole superstructure with no foundation, but I'm working on the foundation. I'm one of the world's most self-conscious people. I really have to struggle. I knew I belonged to the public and to the world, not because I was talented or even beautiful, but because I had never belonged to anything or anyone else. It's often just enough to be with someone. I don't need to touch them. Not even talk. A feeling passes between you both. You're not alone. A girl doesn't need anyone that doesn't need her. I don't mind being burdened with being glamorous and sexual. Beauty and femininity are ageless and can't be contrived, and glamour, although the manufacturers won't like this, cannot be manufactured. Not real glamour, it's based on femininity. I don't stop when I'm tired. I only stop when I'm done. I don't consider myself an intellectual, and this is not one of my aims. But I admire intellectual people. I'm a failure as a woman. My men expect so much of me because of the image they've made of me, and that I've made of myself, as a sex symbol. They expect bells to ring and whistles to whistle, but my anatomy is the same as any other woman's, and I can't live up to it. A wise girl kisses but doesn't love, listens but doesn't believe, and leaves before she is left. I don't mind living in a man's world, as long as I can be a woman in it. If I play a stupid girl and ask a stupid question, I've got to follow it through. What am I supposed to do? Look intelligent. When it comes down to it, I let them think what they want. If they care enough to bother with what I do, then I'm already better than them.